When the first message arrived, I was having dinner, aimlessly flipping through the news on the TV. My phone screen lit up, and I barely paid attention. Spam calls were part of my daily life. But this time, it wasn't a hoax. It was a voicemail from a number I hadn't seen in over a decade. I received a voicemail from my wife. She died 10 years ago. It was from her. "Hi, it's me. I know this is going to sound weird, but you need to listen to me carefully. You can't trust him." The voice was unmistakable. It was Lauren, my wife, the woman I'd buried 10 years ago. I dropped my fork, its clinking sound making me wince. For a second, I thought it was a prank, some cruel joke by a con artist who'd found her voice in old videos I'd foolishly uploaded to social media. But then I listened to the message again. There was something about the way she spoke, her intonation, her breath at the end of phrases. It wasn't just her voice, it was her. She'd been dead for 10 years. Lauren was everything to me. When she died, I became an empty shell, wandering through days I can barely remember. A car accident took her from me, swiftly and brutally. The driver was never found. And now her voice, it was impossible. The message was time-stamped just a minute before I listened to it. And when I tried to call the number back, it rang a blank. No beeps, no voicemail, just endless emptiness. I listened to the message over and over, the words crashing into my memory. You can't trust him. Who? Who can't be trusted? What was she warning me against? The next day at work, I was distracted. Every ring of the phone made me flinch. Every voice in the office sounded like hers. By lunchtime, I couldn't take it anymore and drove home. I needed to listen to the message again, maybe find something I'd missed. But the message was gone, not deleted, just vanished, as if it had never existed. Not in my call history, not in my voicemail. My heart dropped. Maybe I was going crazy. Maybe the grief came back a decade later, undermining my sanity. That's when the second message came. You need to get out of the house. He's watching. I froze. My heart raced as I looked around the living room. It was daytime, sunlight pouring through the windows. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary, but the feeling of being watched was suffocating. I grabbed my keys and ran out of the house. I drove without purpose for hours, Lauren's voice echoing in my head over and over again. By the time I got home, it was dark and the house seemed different. The air was heavy, tense, like before a thunderstorm. That's when I noticed the frame on the mantle. It was Lauren's favorite picture from our honeymoon. I'd broken it years ago in a fit of grief, the shards of glass thrown away long ago. But now it was here again, whole, perfect. I trembled as I approached it. My breath caught when I saw the note hidden behind the frame. He's in the basement. Adrenaline rushing through my blood, I grabbed a knife from the kitchen and went downstairs. The basement was cold and damp, the only light bulb casting long, eerie shadows. At first I saw nothing, just old boxes and the faint smell of mold. But then I noticed the angle. The shadows didn't match. I stepped closer, my breathing becoming intermittent. The air seemed to hum, and for a second I thought I heard whispering. When I reached the corner, I found nothing but a mirror. It hadn't been here before. It wasn't me in the reflection. Lauren's face stared back at me, her eyes wide with terror. Her lips moved soundlessly, mouthing words I couldn't hear. My knees buckled as the mirror seemed to start pulsing, the glass distorting as if she was trying to break through it from the other side. Then the whispering began. I rushed upward, slamming the basement door shut. My mind was in chaos, my pulse deafening in my ears. I couldn't comprehend what was happening. Lauren's warnings, the mirror, the voice messages. Nothing seemed real. It was then that my phone vibrated. Another message. It's too late. He's already inside.